Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Whether you live in rural Iowa or in the big city, the Iowa Network Services family of companies and your local provider are working together to keep you connected by offering technology and business solutions like internet, data networking, and other business services. The INS family of companies keeping communities connected today and tomorrow.
Fairway, along with Mondelez Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay, is a proud sponsor of the 2014 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
State Championship Volleyball. It's been a busy week here at the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids, and we continue on with the Iowa Farm Bureau Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union Class 3A title game. Mount Vernon takes on Solon in this one. And Barb, as we take a look at this matchup between the two, these two schools out of the WAMAC Conference, and it's like they're playing for a conference championship, but a little bit more at stake here this afternoon.
That's right. They're very familiar with each other. They like to play each other, and how great is it to play the school down the road for a state champion?
As we take a look at Mount Vernon, of course, they have a lot of titles sitting in their trophy case. Emma Cochran hopes to add another one here today.
Well, Cochran's a great senior leader. She does well in all aspects of the game. She is 9th in kill percentage here at the state tournament. She's 4th in kills, and she's 6th in kills per game, as well as she's also great at blocking. She's 7th in blocks per game.
And for the Spartans of Solon, they've been here before, but they're looking to get a title. They've got a lot of seniors. Taylor Nerad leads the way.
Yeah, they've been runners-up the last 2 years, and lefty setter Taylor Nerad, you see that nice swing there. She is leading in service aces in this tournament, as well as 2nd in assists and 2nd in assists per game.
Well, they are here from nearby Mount Vernon and Solon. Of course, these two teams about 10 miles apart. They know each other really, really well. As you see, the fans have flocked in here to the U.S. Cellular Center for this Class 3A state championship game. And for the Spartans, Peter Gustin, his 3rd straight state championship game that he'll be coaching in, trying to get his first ever title as a head coach. And for the Mount Vernon Mustangs, Maggie Willems, the head coach, returning to coach her alma mater and guiding them here to the state title in Class 3A. And now let's go to today's public address announcer, Scott Whirling.
48 of Iowa's finest volleyball players have been honored with induction into the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's Volleyball Hall of Fame. Today, 3 more standouts take their place among Iowa's elite. Presenting today's Hall of Fame awards is John Sandbothy, Regional Manager for the Iowa Farm Bureau. Our first inductee was one of the building blocks for the strong volleyball foundation built by Ankeny coach Dave Wims. She was the first elite all-state volleyball selection for Ankeny, earning that distinction in 2002 when she averaged 2.7 kills and leading the Hawkettes to a 2nd place finish. In that championship match, she recorded 8 kills, 21 assists, and 17 digs while earning all tournament honors. Her talent took her to Northern Iowa. She was a 2-time Missouri Valley Conference first-team all-conference selection and helping the Panthers to 2 MVC championships and 2 NCAA tournament appearances. As a senior, she led her team in assists and aces. She was a 2-time first-team academic all-conference selection. She went on to earn her master's degree in sport and entertainment management from the University of South Carolina. She moved to work as an assistant volleyball coach at South Dakota State and is now finishing her 2nd season as an assistant volleyball coach at the University of Wyoming. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ankeny, Hall of Famer Kristen Belzung. Kristen's coaching duties at Wyoming made her unavailable to accept her award in person today. So accepting on her behalf are Kristen's parents, Jolie and Steve Belzung. Our next inductee is the 3rd Tripola Panther to join the ranks of the Volleyball Hall of Fame. She played on 3 state tournament teams and 2 state championship squads. She earned Class 1A first team All-State honors 4 times, earning elite All-State status while being named the Iowa Class 1A Player of the Year her senior season. She was an all-tournament team selection on the Panthers' 2004 and 2005 state championship teams, averaging over 4 kills, 4 blocks, and 4 digs a set over 7 state tournament matches. She signed with the University of Iowa and averaged nearly 2 kills a set over 4 years with the Hawkeyes. As a senior, she averaged 2.1 kills, 2.4 digs a set, earning academic All-Big Ten honors twice. After graduating from Iowa, she now works at the Principal Financial Group. She lives in Fairbank with her husband, Mitchell. Welcome to the Iowa High School Volleyball Hall of Fame from Tripola, Hall of Famer Tiffany Nilgis. Today's final inductee was one of Iowa's most fearsome hitters. Starring for Marion, she was a 3-time All-State selection and led the Indians to a pair of state tournament appearances in 2005 and 2006. As a junior, she put on one of the most dazzling performances in state tournament history, pounding out a state record 46 kills in a losing effort. Although her team lost that match, the performance was impressive enough to earn her a place on the all-tournament team. She led Marion back to the state tournament again as a senior, averaging 4.8 kills a set while landing on the all-tournament team for the 2nd straight year. When her career was completed, her 2,135 career kills was a state record and also ranked 7th nationally. She also owned Marion records for career digs, blocks, and aces. She went on to Drake University and enjoyed similar success. She was a 4-year starter for the Bulldogs. She was Drake's career leader in kills by her junior season. As a senior, she knocked down a Drake record 454 kills and finished with 1,626 kills for her Bulldog career. She was a 3-time academic all-conference selection. She owns most of Drake's hitting records, ranking 1st, 3rd, and 8th on the school's single-season list for kills. She graduated from Drake and currently lives in Ankeny, teaching middle school math. She is the freshman volleyball coach at Ankeny and is a varsity assistant for this year's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award winner, Dave Wims. Let's welcome her back to Cedar Rapids. From Marion, Hall of Famer, Angela Beese. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Volleyball Hall of Fame class of 2014, from Ankeny, Kristen Belzung. From Tripola, Tiffany Nilgis, and from Marion, Angela Beese. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the U.S. Cellular Center and the 2014 Iowa Girls High School State Volleyball Tournament. This is Class 3A Championship match. Now, let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters for the Solon Spartans. Number 4, Grace McCarty. Number 7, Katie Moore. Number 9, Paige Gallagher. Number 10, Caitlin Hatcher. Number 11, Tara Lance. Number 13, Michaela Long. Number 14, Dakota Doyle. Number 15, Nicole Obertine. Number 18, Courtney Smith. The assistant coaches, Jordan Akers and Dolphy Kelm. And now, the starting lineup for your Spartans. Number 1, Jessica Hike. Number 3, Grace Keith. Number 8, Taylor Nearad. Number 12, Jordan Smith. Number 16, Jordan Runge. And number 28, Josie Hayek. And the libero, number 2, Reed McCarty. The head coach, Peter Gustin. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Number 3, Jackie Murray. Number 4, Jenna Ryman. Number 5, Grace Pettinger. Number 6, Katie Whitecoff. Number 8, Catherine Yeoman. Number 10, Lily Dahlstrom. Number 12, Emma Cochran. And number 20, Haley Greibel. The assistant coaches, Brandy Viter-Pitlick, Robin Brand, Chelsea Short. And now, the starting lineup for your Mount Vernon Mustangs. Number 1, Morgan Melchert. Number 2, Sydney Meeker. Number 7, Wynn Vandersall. Number 11, Ellie Planty. Number 13, Reagan Kelly. And number 17, Caitlin Valesky. And the libero, number 9, Libby Ryan. The head coach, Maggie Willems. And now let's introduce today's officials. First referee, Sarah Tyne. Second referee, Ken Robbins. Line judge, Marty Smith. Line judge, Vince Workman. It's time for volleyball.
As Scott Whirling said, yes, it is time for volleyball. This Class 3A state championship. Mount Vernon and Solon, the two have played twice this year, each winning a game. Let's take a look at the Spartan starters with Hike, McCarty, Keith, McCarty, Nearad, Smith, Runge, and also Hayek. For the Mount Vernon Mustangs, who come in at 33-7. They go with this lineup with Melchert, Meeker, Vandersall, Ryan, Platty, Cochran, and Valesky. Mount Vernon, of course, here at the state tournament. Third straight year that they've qualified. In fact, they've been here 7 out of the last 8 years, so very familiar playing here in Cedar Rapids, as they should, with as many state championships as they have. Now for the Spartans, you know, Peter Gustin's done a nice job. They're coming off back-to-back 4A runner-up finishes, returning to the state tournament for the 4th straight year, and they have 3 starters back off of last year's team. Let's take a look at the Spartan keys to the game here.
Well, for Solon, their serving is unbelievable. They have all different types of serves. They have a side spin serve, they have top spin, they have floaters, and it's been hot. They've been aggressive, and they just need to keep pounding away at that. And then Mount Vernon is very tough, and they're going to expect the ball back. So Solon really needs to be playing scrappy defense and make sure that they keep those rallies going. For Mount Vernon, their serve receive is key because, like I said, Solon has such tough servers. And then they need to run a balanced attack to keep Solon guessing on the defense.
So here we go. Solon is ready to serve it with Taylor Nearad. The southpaw will put it in play, and the 3A title game is now on here on Iowa Public Television. Solon with the attack, and they get the point quickly up front. Jordan Runge, the 6-foot senior, putting it down.
Well, great spot by Runge. She hit that, what I like to call the golden corner of the player back defense that Mount Vernon plays. Perfect spot.
Nearad again will serve it, an error, and we're all tied up at 1.
I don't know if you can see it on TV, but Nearad is a lefty, and she kind of contacts the ball behind it and spins around the side of it, so it has a wicked side spin to it when it's served, so it's very difficult to pass.
Vandersal's serve handled by the Spartans. Back to the front. The kill attempt not there for Valesky. Up front, the quick tip by Melkert. And a net violation.
Well, and that time you got a little bit of the taste of the rallies that I think we're going to see throughout this match. Both teams not wanting to let the other team have the point, and they're going for everything.
Now here's Grace Keith on the serve. That one misplayed off of the hands of Meeker, and it will be an ace for the Spartans, and they are 5'9" freshman, Grace Keith.
For this tournament, in the top 10 service aces of the state tournament, Solon has 4 players in the top 10 service aces. So quite an aggressive serving team.
A little bit wide on the shot by Valesky, who had been at 46% on her kill percentage, and Solon takes a 3-point advantage here. Seeing some nerves early on here by Mount Vernon.
I'm sure that Solon's been on this court in this position the last 2 years, and they've lost. And I'm sure that Solon has made a pact with each other. They're not going to let that happen this year. So they've come out very focused, ready to go.
And Jackie Murray coming in now to serve, also a double switch, as Plotty will also come back in. And Solon here on the near side. Take a look. There's Jordan Smith. And that one's going to be out long. As Solon, for the first time today, went to Smith. And a little bit too much effort here on the swing.
It's hard to tell from that angle, but, you know, both line judges have a call on that. And if it's in one way and out the other way, it's still considered out. Nice swing.
And Runge puts it down. That might be the go-to factor here for Solon here. Is Jordan Runge going on to the opposite side of the floor.
Well, and Runge is going to be playing her college career at Winona State. She, and you can see why they want her. She has a nice cross-court shot from there. We've seen her have other kills this set already, and she'll be a nice addition to that program.
Now back to the near side, and it's put down by Mount Vernon. That's Cochran.
Emma Cochran, you can expect that from Emma all match. She's a senior. She's been here before. She leads this team well. She knows what she's doing. I mean, Mount Vernon's dynasty rolls on.
Melchett serve across, and there is Jordan Smith. That time it's put down.
Jordan Smith is headed to Eastern Michigan, and you will watch throughout this match. She will stand out. She jumps well, she hits high, and she hits hard, and she'll have a lot of kills by the if Solon's going to be successful.
And in near ace, Mount Vernon able to play it off of the net. Now back to the near side. That one tipped strong.
Well, Nearad, had the right spot, right idea, just a little bit wide. Having a lefty in that setting position is such a benefit because it's so hard to tell when she's going to take her right arm down and tip the ball over the net. That should be successful for her later in the match.
Smith blocked out, and Jordan Smith gets the point here for Solon. One of the things Peter Gustin had told us yesterday when we were talking to him about his club is he said that they changed their offense up about a couple of weeks ago, and they've really shown a lot of power and prowess since they made that change in the rotation. And it deals more with getting Runge and Smith more involved in the offense.
Well, and a lot of times, good teams can become great with just a little twitch or a little, a little tweak, I guess I should say. And maybe it is just switching one or two players' positions or getting, someone closer to the setter, and that can make all the difference in the world.
And that one could be put down by Solon as Grace Keith comes up and looks strong at the net.
Well, Keith did a great job that time, recognizing that Mount Vernon's in that player back defense, knowing that those corners are open.
McCarty serve. Wow, look out at the net. That's Caitlin Valesky.
That looked beautiful. Caitlin Valesky was in what we call like the 3 zone. The set was a little bit quicker, and she was there, could beat the block. Ended in a beautiful kill. Single blocker, nice.
That will be set back up, and that one spanked back. How about Runge at the net? Says, nah.
Oh, I love it. I really like watching middle blockers block, and when they control the net, it's beautiful. Here we have Runge stepping in and taking control of that ball, and Libby Ryan had no way to play it except a lift.
A service error made there by Solon, and the point back to the Mustangs. 9-8. Solon with the advantage here. Solon wearing their orange and black uniforms. Mount Vernon, of course, the Mustangs wearing their maroon and white. And just a pushover. Mustangs trying to handle it, but it's blocked back down right at the net. How about up front with Morgan Melcher?
One of the things that we should probably talk about, BJ, is the libero, the position on the court where the player has the different colored uniform. That is a special defensive position, and they have special rules. That's why they have to wear a contrasting color shirt, so the refs know they have those special rules. They can't set the ball for an attack in front of the 3-meter line, and we'll talk about it a little bit here in a minute after we watch this play. Nice block, nice fight at the net. So they can't set the ball in front of the 3-meter line. They cannot attack the ball. But if they're in front of the 3-meter line, they can bump set it. So that's why they wear the special jerseys. It makes it easier for the officials.
Point to the Spartans at 12-8, and we'll see two pretty good liberos here today. Reed McCarty for Solon and Libby Ryan of Mount Vernon. Both have had a tremendous tournament here so far. Now to the middle, the kill shot there. Valesky, it's held back in. Back on the other side. Good dig there by Mount Vernon. Smith. Whoa, what a facial.
She likes to have fun, it looks like, doesn't it? Jordan Smith really gets excited when something goes her way.
And it's really going the Spartans' way right now. 13-8 here in the first game. Take a look at this.
And Libby Ryan just couldn't quite get it up. Well, if the name Ryan sounds familiar from Mount Vernon, Libby Ryan's grandmother, Shirley Ryan, was the coach at Mount Vernon forever. She coached at Mount Vernon when I was in high school, and that was more years ago than I want to mention, but it was a very long time ago. And she just recently retired and has coached some of her granddaughters, but now, enjoys watching her granddaughters finish and dig those balls up out there.
In fact, she also coached Maggie Willems, the head coach, and the assistant, Brandy Bider-Pitlick.
Yeah, she built the dynasty. She's an amazing coach.
And no doubt tuning in today to see if the Mustangs can bring some more hardware of the gold variety back into the school. So Solon serving here. Mount Vernon will play it across with Meeker. And the Mustangs get the quick point. Seems like both teams are kind of out of sync here offensively. They haven't really been able to set up a whole lot of plays.
Yeah, it looks like their ball control's a little off, and I expect that a little bit with the serving of Solon against Mount Vernon, but I also expect Mount Vernon will step that up a little bit. And it just seems like maybe the communication's off a little bit. They don't quite have all their ducks in a row, so to speak. That looks nice, though.
That's Runge again.
Yeah. I'm not sure which duck that was, but I'll take it. That's a nice swing.
Good court vision here by Jordan Runge.
Watch her hit that line. See, you can see it's beautiful. The outside blocker hasn't quite sealed the antenna or the pin, and so there's room down the line, and Runge just takes advantage of that.
Now Vernon will tap it over. Here comes Solon again. A set play in the middle. The quick hit dug out. And it will be a lift called against the Mustangs. So the point goes to the Spartans. 15-9. They've opened up a 6-point lead. Their largest here so far in the first set. And a service error by Runge. Side out, Mustangs.
Some of the fans can be so cruel, can't they? The fans are chanting, there's a net there.
We've heard a little bit about that this week.
Yeah.
Some overrated chants, that type of thing. Here's Smith.
It's part of the fun of the state tournament.
And to come back, and that one's going to be tipped. So able to get a good swing on that ball was Cochran.
And the reason that Cochran was successful there is she swung from a high part of her arm swing. If her arm would have been bent, she would have been blocked. She reached at the fullest extension of her arm, hit right off the tips of the fingertips of the block.
Here's Smith. Whoa! Jordan Smith takes it down the line.
Again, the block is giving her line, and they're giving her like 4 feet of line. So as long as Nerad can push the set out within that, first 4 feet of the sideline, she can swing line all day.
Hike serve, an ace. That was tough for Mount Vernon to handle from the get-go. Has 5 aces, does Jessica Hike here in the state tournament. Now to the middle. And Mount Vernon out of sync here in the first set, down 18-11.
What's interesting about Hike's serve, it's not like she's just hammering it hard. She's hitting it fairly decently hard, but she has a nice topspin jump serve, but it looks like she's got pretty good control over where on the court it hits, and that makes it difficult to pass.
And that one it was called a lift against Mount Vernon.
Melchert doesn't like that very much.
So 5-0 run here put together by Jessica Hike, still serving here for the Spartans. Hike, a sophomore, actually filling in about partway through the season because of an injury, and now has assumed that starting role. And a timeout will be taken by Mount Vernon. A 6-0 run and a couple of aces there for Jessica Hike. Has Solon out in front. Hike getting some good positioning here on the ball.
Yeah, one of the things as a coach you talk to your players about is when we give you a zone to serve in, don't serve to the player in that zone. We want that player passing it, but still make a move. That was a perfect example of serving just between 2 players and making them make a decision on it.
Well, let's see how these 2 teams got here to the state championship game in Class 3A. Mount Vernon, of course, disposed of Union and then outlasted Red Oak. Solon, a winner over Iowa Falls Alden, and then took care of Nevada in the semifinals to set up this all-WAMAC Eastern Division Championship. Boy, they're like the SEC in college football, SEC of the West. My goodness.
I think their coaches probably wish they got paid what the SEC coaches get paid.
I know I do. Mustangs come back out of that timeout with a set play, side out. And it's 20-12. I think each school district would like to get the money that those SEC coaches make. So here's Cochran. And that went out long, a service error, 21-12, Solon.
Now, Jordan Smith has a great jump serve. It's been very dangerous this week. She's had 6 aces throughout the week, and we'll see how she does here.
She goes right at Reagan Kelly, who just checked into the game. And Kelly able to handle it. Here come the Spartans. They try to hit it hard up front with Josie Hayek. And Hayek gets it done.
Well, Hayek did a little bit of a change of direction, so to speak. She looked like she was going to hit cutback, and then she kind of turned it and hit it into the blocker's hands off the other side of the blocker.
Look out, Marlon. Our cameraman nearly got ran over there by the Mustangs.
At least it would have been a little bit of a break in the fall for McCarty.
23-12, Spartans out in front here in the first set of this Class 3A state championship game, and that serve and air.
That's an interesting serve because that was a floater, and she usually serves topspin. So here's a look at that play again. Luckily, he's on wheels.
Now you can play it on the black carpet, can you not?
Okay, so what the rule with that is at the state tournament, and it's different whatever arena or gym you're in, but at the state tournament, you have to play it while one foot is still on the floor, and your momentum can carry you off the floor, but you can't play it while you're off the floor.
24-13 set point here for Solon. And serving is McCarty. Now back to the middle. There's Runge. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of frustration coming down.
Great swing. Runge's on fire right now.
Solon has played in 3 straight state championship games. This is the first of those 3 that they've won the opening set. They take it big time over Mount Vernon here in this opening game.
Well, right now, if I'm Coach Gustin, I'm saying keep it going. Do the same stuff.
And we'll be back in a moment.
It's a high achievement for a student to make All-State. I mean, it's a big deal.
But when you're actually in Hilton watching the concert and you see how talented these kids are, it's a huge group of hugely talented kids. It's just amazing. And being in the audience for that is amazing, but being a student performing within that is the most amazing thing.
Serious collectors love going to auctions. Travel to the Heartland to hear fun stories of the merchandise and the sellers.
You know, I've had stuff that belonged to John Wayne before. I used to own Hank Williams' Cadillac, all kinds of things. I bought it all.
See some unique displays of Americana and learn what the items are valued at and what makes people want to own them. All on Bid America.
Saturday afternoon at 5:30.
25-13, Solon takes the first set here over Mount Vernon. We had a chance to catch up with the Mustangs' Allie Platty to ask her about her championship thoughts.
You know, growing up, I watched the teams, and I just felt like I want to be in that jersey, I want to be in that place, and now that it's going to happen, it means everything to me. And I know that I have my teammates around me who's also excited to be here, and my coaches and our fans are incredible, so I'm just really excited to play tomorrow.
And Allie and her team down a game here to get things started. Maybe they'll be like what we saw in the 4A championship game in which Harlan got pretty much drilled in that first step. They were able to bounce back. Now, Solon's Jordan Smith, senior, playing in her 3rd straight title game. What does she think about all of this?
Well, with 3 girls that have played in there 3 or 2 consecutive times now, it's like we have more experience and we know how it's going to be in just one court and the noise. So we practice with the sound system on full blast so we can understand what it's going to be like. So I mean, I think it's just more experience, but it's still going to be a tough game.
So Jordan Smith and the Solon Spartans have a set lead here on Mount Vernon. 3rd time this year that the two have played against one another. Really not hiding any secrets that they do out on the floor against one another.
Well, and I love how Smith talks about the atmosphere here. I really think that this is one of the best kept secrets in the state of Iowa. This whole atmosphere, the environment that these young ladies are playing in. You can't really mimic it or make it in your gym at home, but playing really loud music would probably come close.
Makes it a pretty good atmosphere. Mount Vernon will be the serve, or on the serve in this opening set here in the second. And that one's going to be ruled in.
Well, and that's a great shot to start with. It's a little bit less aggressive than some of the shots that we've seen, but Allie Platty did a great job of placing the ball right inside the sideline.
Melchard's second serve here. Mustangs out to that early lead at 1-0. Here's Runge. Tough to handle. Runge puts it down, side out, Spartans.
She's doing a great job.
She's charging the net like a shark.
Well, and you have to. In the state championship, it's the final match of your season. You have to.
Now serving for Solon is Nearad. And this point belonging to the Mustangs. 2-1 Mount Vernon. And each team using their bench more and more. Reagan Kelly now, a serve specialist, will come into the game. The 5'4" junior ready to launch this one. See what she did this season with 9 aces. A little block back and a little double hit called against Solon's libero, Reed McCarty.
Well, Coach Gustin wants a back row attack called. Basically, the net player, if the ball's coming over, even if it's the setter from the back row, cannot send the ball back over.
Runge. Is Runge just attacking? Is she a headhunter today or what?
Yeah, she's hit a shoulder. She's now hit a face. What we call, in volleyball, we call that a six-pack.
Oh, take a look at this one again.
Yeah, I'm not sure that she's had an error. We're looking into seeing if we can find that out. Oh, that didn't look like it felt very good.
Meeker put it across for Mount Vernon. Here's Smith. Block back. Boy, good court vision, and that one tipped out. The Spartans side out.
Those corners, when you're not sure where to send the ball, I like to call them the golden corners because the corners are tough to defend.
Here's Grace Keith, who got out to a slow start this year. Just a freshman, as we had mentioned, and has really come on. Now a little strong on the serve. And the Mustangs will get it back on the air.
That's a nice pass. Guess who? Runge.
Good person to go to. Here's Smith. Little tap and held back in by the Mustangs. At the net.
Oh, now, okay. So that's what the Solon coach had just been arguing about. Melchert from Mount Vernon is the setter, and she's in the back row. She cannot go up and joust a ball or fight for it over the height of the net, and that's what happened there.
Now back to the middle. Handled well by Runge. And Jordan Smith cranks on that one. And the Spartans take a 5-4 lead.
Smith did a great job that time of being out of position and still making a strong jump and hitting the ball aggressively. A lot of times when your feet are out of position, you want to make sure that you're at least keeping the ball in the court, which she technically did, just hit it pretty hard.
Runge from the back row. Set it right towards the middle. And Valesky had it handled, that one right at the net. And how about that, Runge from the back row?
Runge from the back row, and we did check. She has not had any errors yet. Hopefully we didn't just jinx her. But what a nice swing. It hits the net so that it's a little bit trickier, and another kill.
Yeah, 8 kills so far by Jordan Runge. That one dug out. And here's Smith. Passing into the middle, and the little tap. How about that? The English by Jessica Hike. Little tip drill at the net will bring us to another timeout. The Mustangs wanting, needing, and getting a timeout here, down by 3 here in the second set. 7-4 your score in favor of the Solon Spartans. Let's take a listen to head coach Peter Gustin.
composure here. Long way to go still in this one. All right? So, offense is a little more fluid on that side. They pick the passing up, okay? Right now, we've got Valesky. We're going to leave. Joe, you're cheating in. We're going to, if Sydney's going to swing backside, we're going to let her swing backside. What I want is you to take away her cross and our left side over here to be on that line, drop on that line, okay? If there's one block, you got to pick which side that Sydney's on and pull this way if it's outside of it, okay? Keep the pressure on now. Jess, keep your eyes focused on Valesky. Remember, we're going to give that line, okay? Doesn't look like she's going to be tipping a lot right now, Taylor, so drop a little bit deeper, okay? Here we go.
Look out, Coach Gustin. You got some angry Spartans there. They've been playing angry here so far in this one. They took the opening set 25-13, and now here in the second half, a 7-4 lead. You heard them talking about Caitlin Valesky of Mount Vernon. Talk about that strategy, Barb. What are they trying to do and why?
Well, I love it. They're giving her line. Line is definitely harder to hit for some high school players, but the block is going to give her plenty of space to hit the line, and then the defender needs to put their outside foot on the sideline so that they know if it's to their left, the ball's out. So I love listening to that kind of strategy.
Coming back to the middle, that's Vandersol. Now Smith. Nice dig as it's played back to the Spartans. Coming through is Hike, and that one's handled by Mount Vernon. Now to the middle, and Valesky able to earn her team a hard-fought point there.
Well, and that is not the play that he was talking about when you give her line. When she's hitting out of the middle of the court like that, you can't really give line. It's when she goes around for a slide behind the setter.
Now on the serve, Meeker. Smith. Ooh, a lot of steam on that one. Jordan Smith with the power stroke.
Well, and she did a great job. Even though she found the defender in the back row and hit it right at her, she did a great job of making sure she didn't get it back up and a rally going.
Hike's serve, an error. And it's an 8-6 game here. And now coming into serve, Wynn Vandersol, the sophomore for Mount Vernon. Here's Smith. Deep shot, and that one going to be ruled out as Mount Vernon stays away. 8-7.
Well, she had a good idea there. She's trying to change her speed up a little bit, make sure that she gets deep into the court, because lots of times defenses get sucked in. Just hit it too wide rather than more deep.
Now to Smith.
Or why do you even have to try and change the speed? Just keep hitting it hard like that, right?
You've got the Jordans taking over. Smith and Runge for the Spartans have been pretty impressive here so far in the second set. Mount Vernon trying to attack the outer line, held in by Smith. Jordan nearly blocked by Valesky. Sent back deep. Now the quick tap by Nearad, and that southpaw can do that. Crafty one at the net.
That's exactly why a lefty is so nice up there, because when you're not a lefty and you try and do that, you can't get as much power on it generally. Just beautiful play. And it's so surprising to the other team.
Mustangs played across. Spartans will set now to the middle, and that one blocked. But it goes through for Josie Hayek.
Hayek's doing a nice job of making herself available to her setter, so her setter knows that she's up there every time and can set her on this little quick set. Just pushes it right through the block. Nice job of being available.
Smith from the back row. Nearad will set it here to the near side. Whoa, power shot there by Keith, but handled by Mount Vernon. And now the official awarding a point for a net violation.
It's an under the line violation, under the net violation. Basically, there's a net line that is right along the net on the floor, and if any body part goes completely over that line, it is a foul.
12-7 Solon. The Spartans again won the first one rather handily. Now here in the second, you can sense starting to take control of it, taking Mount Vernon out of their offensive set. Nearad will set it up. That one blocked back. Smith, good shot handled by the Mustangs. And they'll just tip it across with Cochran. Out of the middle, Hayek. Valesky. Good volley here action. Pushed across by Keith. Smith will handle. How about this play? The rally, McCarty will put it across. Dug out now, Valesky with the hammer, but it's handled by Smith.
Oh.
And nearly misplayed it, and Jordan Smith just put too much energy into that one. 12-8, side out. The Mustangs. That could be a momentum builder for them.
Well, it could be, and even though we aren't biased or rooting for one team over the other, you hate to see a rally like that end with a mistake like that. You want to see, someone overpower the other team or do something aggressive to get that point. Unless you're a Mount Vernon fan, they don't care how they get the point.
Right. They need some points right now, down by 5 after that error. And now serving will be Reed McCarty for the Spartans. Reed, replacing an All-State libero from a year ago, really stepped in, had a nice year, 320 digs coming into the state championship game.
She's also really done a nice job. I've been watching her in this match and throughout this week of taking control of the back row. The libero's job basically is controlling the defense. And so if there's a free ball coming over, she steps in and she passes that ball. That's her job.
Now to the middle, the tap. That one, Allie Platty. Her eyes got really big on that one.
Yeah, I think I saw some drool.
Take a look at it again here.
Nice spot. And it's hard for Neerad, who's coming into basically that play a little late because she wasn't in that position. It's hard to get there and do anything positive with it.
There's Jordan Runge. She went missing for a little while. Now she's back at the net. Runge now with 9 kills. Jordan Smith with 7 to pace the Spartans.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera. One of the nice things about having a ball that's pink, white, and black, look for that spin. You can see how that ball it's a side spin. And that's almost nobody serves it like that. It's a difficult ball to pass because it's unseen.
Little tap, but that one hits the post.
Now, if I'm Mount Vernon, I'm, as Coach Willems, I'm saying, hey, on any spin, I don't care what side it's coming at you, if it's top spin, side spin, get your platform behind the spin, and that will make that pass easier. Oh, get there.
And
that's
Jordan
difficult.
Smith, couldn't handle that one. It was left up high, hit it with a wrist.
And those are just tough plays. It's fun to watch this sport, but you're going to occasionally have a ball that drops here and there.
Mount Vernon serving with Reagan Kelly. Neerad sets it up to the middle, and dropping the hammer is Jessica Hike. How about that for a 5'6" outside hitter?
Well, that just shows the confidence that Solon has in its front court attack, because Hike has been playing on the right side, usually probably not a quick hitter, and they brought her in for a little bit quicker tempo set and gave her the ball.
Here come the Mustangs back, pushing it across is Ryan. Now Runge back to the middle. Boy, they take it from the outside. That was Meeker, but handled well by the Spartans. Now the shot again, and that one could be tipped out. That came from Vandersol.
I think that play was a little bit of the ball given some justice, because I think on that dig that McCarty had, I think it should have been called a lift, and so the ball, the ball knows. So Mount Vernon ended up with the point anyway.
Coach Willems called her back row the bread and butter of the team, and it seems like tonight, or today actually, they've been out of sync here this afternoon.
Well, I think part of that is due to Solon and everything that they're bringing at them. They have all, I know I've been talking about it a lot, but their service game is absolutely amazing, and unlike any service game I've seen at the high school level. They are just going after them with everything that they can put in the kitchen sink. And then that just kind of sets everything off balance for Mount Vernon, and they need to just work through that and keep it going.
And the Mustangs have yet to have a really sustained run here in either set so far.
And that's really what they need. If they can get 3 or 4 points to come back a little bit, then that will really give them some momentum.
Jordan Smith blocked at the net, but that one goes out. Side out, 19-13. The Spartans with the advantage by 6.
That time it looked like Mount Vernon's block was maybe a tad early. If they wait just a touch on Jordan Smith, they might have a little bit more success with that.
To the middle, Hayek. Now the power shot put through by Mount Vernon and Emma Cochran.
That time, I think it was Valesky in the middle. She actually had a nice cutback corner right to the deep corner, and it was a beautiful shot. Mount Vernon's having some trouble getting some points. Go back to those corners. Get those golden corners involved and earn some points.
Nearad again with a quick tip. That one goes out of bounds. 20-14.
Now, on that play, what Mount Vernon needs to do, they need to do a better job of identifying when Nearad's in the front row. That left front blocker should be talking all the time. Nearad's front row, Nearad's front row. If she jumps, I jump. And they have yet to do that.
There's Valesky.
Yeah.
And that one could be ruled in.
Yep. Well, again, that's that golden corner. And she's not hammering it to the corner. She's just placing it in the corner. And again, hard to defend.
Valesky here on the shot.
Yeah, nice corner.
She'll rotate out. Jackie Murray is now in serving. And back to the middle again. Mount Vernon picking up some steam. There's Morgan Melcher.
And that's the setter. So Melcher did a nice job of making sure she gathered and got up for that overpass.
You know, she had been averaging about just over 10 assists per game and really hasn't had an opportunity here in this one because of Solon's ability to attack.
That's right. Well, and not just that, but Mount Vernon's attack has been a little askew, I'm going to say, just because it's a little bit off. Like you said, things aren't quite clicking for them yet. And that really kind of hurts the assists.
Here's McCarty. Back to the middle, and that's Platty.
Platty did a nice job that time of hitting high, hitting the blocker's hands high, and kind of, you didn't see her wipe it off, but in a way she swung her arm so it just kind of wiped off the blocker's hands. And that time Runge really needed to push over the block and penetrate in order to be successful there.
Service error will give the point to Solon here, 22-17. The Spartans again closing in on winning another set. They won the first one 25-13, have a 5-point lead here late in the second. Into the middle. And it'll be a 4-hit violation.
Yeah, great spot by the Mustangs to get it right over the block. The back row had to scramble, and it was successful. It was a great spot and a way to kind of change it up and hopefully get momentum swinging back toward you.
Here's Reagan Kelly on the serve. Now back here to the near side. Keith, her shot went right into the post, and the point goes to Mount Vernon.
That's kind of a difficult shot to see on TV. You see the ball kind of hit the net, and it's luckily the officials are close. If the ball doesn't hit any part of the blocker's hands, then it's considered 4 contacts.
In the middle, that was Platty with the block. Here's Runge. Boy, took a little bit off of it, and very effective as it drops in for a point. 23-19 now. Solon closing in on winning the second set.
You know, I love seeing these young players. I mean, Keith is just a freshman. It's great that these coaches are getting them in their rotation so that they can get the experience for the upcoming years.
Jordan Runge, the wall. And now we're at set point here. Solon trying to close it out. Grace Keith, the freshman, on the serve. Played back. Put up by McCarty. Now here's Smith. Well, good dig, and now Mount Vernon will keep it alive. Keith to the front row to Nearad, now to the middle. And Hike, a little strong on the shot. Mount Vernon lives for another point here in the second set.
A little bit of confusion on the Solon side, not sure which rotation they're in.
And Grace McCarty will come in. And serving will be Libby Ryan. Service errors have cost Mount Vernon also some points here so far in this match. Now they're getting them across, and that offense looking a little bit more steady right in the front row.
Well, and it could be good timing for them. They finish this set strong. They head into the next set with that momentum and maybe take a set. Nice serve.
Smith plays it up. Put over, and here come the Mustangs. Now come back here to the near side. That one blocked back in, but defended well there by Ryan. But there's the Spartans with the set point.
And guess who that was? Jordan Runge. Hard to believe.
She's had a monster championship game here so far. 11 kills. And the Spartans take the second set. They have a 2-0 lead here on the Mount Vernon Mustangs in the Class 3A state championship. Well, now IPTV brings you highlights from last weekend's 2014 high school girls swimming and diving championships. Here's our good buddy, Paul Yeager.
Here at the Marshalltown YMCA, it's time for more swimming. Here are your lane assignments. One of the feature races of the weekend. This is the 100 freestyle. Sophomore Jen Jenks of Linn-Mar had the best qualifying time. She is in lane 4. But another sophomore was looking for an upset. Mackenzie Leahy of Council Bluffs Lewis Central is in lane 5 and leading after the first turn. Leahy's name, if it sounds familiar to those that follow swimming, her sister Lauren actually won this event last year when Lauren was a senior. Lauren now swimming in college, and Mackenzie starting to make a name for herself as she widens that lead into the final turn. Gets a great push here in the 100 freestyle, and now it's just almost you could say cruise control. Mackenzie starts to put the pedal down, and now the race will be for second. Leahy's performance was one of 6 records set in Marshalltown. Mackenzie, state champion, how's that sound?
Oh, it's great, I love it.
What's a good strategy for this race?
Take the first 50 out like it's just a 50, and then the third 25, it depends if you're a baby or not, and you keep going, and then the last one, it's all will and heart.
So your will and your heart are strong?
Yes, very strong.
Here are your results in the 100-yard freestyle. Mackenzie Leahy of Lewis Central with a time of 50.4, which is a record. Jen Jenks, the sophomore from Linn-Mar, was second. And Evan Hundley of Pleasant Valley, the senior, was third.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Here at the Class 3A state championship game, Solon is out to a 2-0 lead here on Mount Vernon, and they've done it by playing Solon volleyball here.
That's right. They are just hammering away. They're being aggressive and scoring points.
Doing a terrific job. Joining us now is Mount Vernon's head coach, Maggie Willems, and coach. To get back into this one, what does your team need to do?
Well, Solon's doing a very effective job dictating what we can and can't do right now. They're controlling us with serve. Our serve receive's getting a little bit better, and they're really doing a nice job offensively against us. Our block's having a hard time picking them up. We've got to get some hands in front of those hitters, and we've got to do a better job of reading where they're trying to hit with our back row players taking a look at the hitter and not at the ball.
So what are your players thinking right now? Are they ready to roll in this third set?
Hey, I said it's now or never, so I hope they are. Yep.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Coach Willems. Mount Vernon head coach Maggie Willems joining us as her Mustangs are down by a couple of sets as we're ready for the third set. And no stranger in Class 3A. We saw this a few years ago where a team fell down a couple of sets early on, rallied back. That's what she's hoping for. And for Peter Gustin, he's probably thinking, is this the year that we get it done, finish the job? here in a state championship match.
Well, I'm sure they're on pins and needles because they have been here before and lost, and they just want to get this, put the nail in the coffin.
So Solon will be serving here to start the third set. And there's Smith trying to keep it alive from the back rows. It's played across by McCarty. Here come the Mustangs back here to the near side. Cochran, that shot blocked away and into the bench. And the Mustangs will own the first point here in the third set.
Cochran hit a little bit of a floater that time, which kind of carried with an air current and confused the Solon back row defense, I think. I mean, it was pretty high. Probably would have gone out, but luckily for Cochran, Solon touched it.
Kelly's serve a little strong and wide.
Well, and that's something that we'll need to change in this set if Mount Vernon wants to win. They've missed too many serves in critical moments.
Grace Keith on the serve for Solon. Here to the near side. The big swing by Vandersol. Held in. There's Smith.
That ball hit the antenna. So that's called out of bounds. The antenna or the pin is out of bounds. It's lined up directly with the outside of the boundary line that goes around the court. And any ball that crosses the net outside of that line or outside of that antenna or touches the antenna is considered out.
When Vandersol, as she was going down to the court, was trying to make that call at the same time.
Well, the players like to help.
Good acrobatics, and guess who? Back in the middle again here for the Spartans. Jordan Runge, her 12th kill.
What a match to have a great match. You know, you always want to play well, but when you're in the state finals, you always hope that you at least do decently, and Jordan Runge is doing a great job.
Well, you think about the senior class that Solon has. I mean, they have 3 starters back from last year's team that went to the 4A final. And those 3 seniors, you know, Smith, Nearad, and Runge. And they've also got Reed McCarty now playing at libero, all playing at a high level as the Spartans take a 3-2 lead here at the U.S. Cellular Center in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Okay, well, it's kind of close, and it could have gone either way. The rule there is the ball has to break the plane of the net before anybody can attack it. And so the ref thought the ball hadn't broken the plane, and that's why Solon got the ball back.
And the Mount Vernon Mustangs get the point again. Tied up at 3. And serving is Sydney Meeker. There's Smith. Good shot.
I like watching players who look like they're having fun, and she looks like she's having a ball.
Almost on every point, Jordan Smith gets after it. Not only on the play, but on the celebration as well.
Yeah, she's got to be tired after a match. She has to be just exhausted.
We're tied up at 4 here in the 4th set. There's Smith, as you mentioned, going to Eastern Michigan University, and every coach, every fan that comes here to the state volleyball tournament will say, yeah, she's pretty much high energy.
Yeah. And has been. I mean, she's been here. She was here as a sophomore, played the same way. And I kind of thought, well, as she matures and gets a little bit older, that will, you know, some of that will come out. And it hasn't. It's just fun to watch.
Now serving. Back here to the near side, the shot by Cochran. Hayek, handled by the Mustangs. And placed across by Meeker, but too strong. The Spartans take a 2-point advantage here at 6-4.
Well, and right now for the Mustangs, it is boiling down to the details. They need to make sure that the little things, they're doing those correctly. And if there's ever a time when they're off balance or not quite right in the right place, they need to make sure the ball goes in so they can carry on with the rally.
And a timeout will be taken here by Mount Vernon. It's a 3-point advantage for Solon, 7-4. And let's take a listen into the Mustang bench.
Coming into the court, if you've got an off ball in the back row to swing at, make sure we're squaring into the court. Okay, so get whatever is bothering in your head out of there and focus on what do I need to do on this play in this ball right here, okay? Whatever else extra is in there, we're losing focus and we're doing little things that we don't usually do here wrong, okay? Come on. 1, 2, 3,
7-4, and they're still trying to right that ship.
Well, and I agree exactly with Coach Willems. They are making tiny little mistakes that are adding up to points for Solon, and they just need to make sure that they're doing things more, like, I'm going to call it more smartly. But, you know, if you're not in a great position, don't swing hard. Just get it in so that you can have another attempt, that kind of thing. I know that grammar probably wasn't, the grammar police would catch me on that, but be smart.
There might be a few teachers here today.
Hopefully they're all in the gym and not listening, right?
Well, Valesky just put that one down. As, you know, Valesky's not had the amount of kills that she's had in the previous 2 games here at the state tournament, held in check with just 4.
Well, I mean, that's because of Solon's defense. Runge is stopping just about everything, and Hayek's doing a good job up there too. I mean, Mount Vernon just can't get anything going.
Grace Keith puts it down, and it's back to the Spartans, 8-5. The Jordans doing the job for the Spartans. Jordan Runge with 12 kills, 9 kills for Jordan Smith. And we're going to replay the point here.
That time the ref had not blown the whistle for the serve to be served. Was a nice serve, though. It's pretty tough, just over that, skimmed the top of the net.
See if McCarty will do it again, this time a little bit deeper. Now they come in and the push across by Cochran. Runge, boy, a change up on the swing. Might have lost her balance about midway up.
That's the epitome of a middle blocker right there. You have to be a contortionist when you're a middle blocker, because you never know what position you're going to be in. And there she is. She kind of was out of balance, off balance, and out of place, and still got the kill.
Now the tip across, and look at the freshman Grace Keith, strong at the net. Platty tried to sneak one across, but Keith right there. 10-5, your score in favor of Solon. And that one going to be long. So the Mustangs will serve it again. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning, these 2 teams split during the regular season. And either game was rather close. Solon won in a triangular tournament, 2-0. And Mount Vernon won the early contest, 3-1.
Well, and it kind of makes you wonder if it was if the second match was before or after Solon made their adjustment with their lineup.
And it's worked for Peter Gustin and his Spartans. 11-6 Solon.
I think that might be her first error of the evening. I mean, she just had a hammer down the line, and then she came in and on that ball you could see it spinning sideways, but what really happened was she just wasn't, her feet weren't quite in the right place, and she hit the ball on the side of it, and it just kind of spun out of bounds.
Reagan Kelly on the serve. Now to Runge. She heard you.
Yeah, that one was right. Her feet were in the right place, her hand was in the right place. That one was beautiful.
It's like a freight train coming right at you.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be hit by it, that's for sure.
Now back here to the near side, the tip by Meeker. And side out to Mount Vernon.
And sometimes, you know, those little off shots, those little strange plays are the ones that are going to get the point. So, you know, don't be afraid to mix things up and try some different things.
Ryan serve across. Now back to the middle, and it's going to be a double hit called against Solon. 12-9, the Spartans with a lead. Mount Vernon will be serving here. Nearad back to the middle. Good set for Smith, but that one's blocked back by Caitlin Valesky.
That time, Smith didn't have any choice but to hit cross court. The block was actually given her line, but the set wasn't pushed out far enough. for her to be able to hit the line.
And Solon calling for a timeout here. It's a 2-point game at 12-10. Let's see what the Spartans are saying.
The angle that she's serving you on, what you're doing is you're trying to throw back straight, okay? Start here, and as she serves, start to go here and pass forward, okay? Dip a little bit and move us back into the court. If we can get something good here, we're running rungy. What I want you doing is screaming your head off, okay? Hey, look to hit line. Don't try and fake it big time. They haven't blocked her on the backside. All we need is that pass, and let's trust that we're going to get that, okay? Take your time here. Get some water if you need. Let's just go back and out and earn 13 right now.
Gotta like the information that Peter Gustin just delivered there. Working on fundamentals, but also working on the cheering, screaming your head off.
Right. Well, it's the old decoy method, you know. Make sure that, we want Runge to hit it, but we want you making as much noise as you can, making them think you're going to hit it. So I like it. Although I was very loud when I played, so I was always yelling, but I always wanted the ball too. Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
Libby Ryan on the serve. Here comes the Mustangs as they try to play it forward. Pushed across by Valesky. Now back here to the near side. That's Hike. Blocked back, handled by McCarty. Now to Smith. Gonna try to set up the middle. Valesky, who's blocked back by Smith and Runge. To the side, Meeker. And it's into the net. 13-10 Spartans.
It's getting difficult. I know Valesky's a little bit frustrated. I saw her when she walked back to the bench. She's getting a little frustrated with what's going on. And volleyball really is a game of errors and mistakes. And you just have to stay with it because it's going to come back your way and you're going to be fine. You just have to stay with it.
Side out here to Mount Vernon. Here's Sydney Meeker on the serve. Coach Williams said she's got the highest IQ on the team.
Well, I wonder if she means IQ in general or volleyball IQ.
Both.
Okay, because I was going to say she's the daughter of the Cornell College coach, Jeff Meeker. So volleyball IQ would certainly make sense, and it's great that she's also very, very intelligent.
Just a sophomore at 5'7". Side out, though, it goes to Solon. Here's Vandersol. And a little bit wide on the attempt. And the Spartans off and rolling again, up 15-11.
Well, that was certainly the right idea. Valesky had the line wide open. It just went a couple inches too wide, but that was certainly where she wants to hit it.
Hike serve. Flipped across. Now Nearad. That one could be put up in the air and held back in. Boy, good job in the recovery and reaction by Libby Ryan. But somehow Jordan Smith gets it done at the net.
Well, when Jordan Smith's been hitting the ball as hard as she has, and then all of a sudden she tips it, nobody's going to be on their toes ready for that tip. They're all dug in waiting for that hammer coming at them.
And this one hammered across by Meeker.
Again, not every kill has to be hard driven. That was perfect. It hit high off the hands and went deep out of the court so the back row couldn't play it. Perfect placement.
Vandersol serve. Smith. Whoa. That's like a screaming razor coming at you. 17-12 Spartans. And Jordan Smith will be on the serve.
I'm not even sure what a screaming razor is.
Oh, you don't want one. It hurts. Back here to the near side. There's Smith. Vandersol. That one dug out nicely by McCarty.
Nice idea.
Now they play it to the back as Smith lobbed it over. Vandersol to the side. And blocked back. Hayek and Nearad right there to deny.
Well, and that's really been the story of this match. Every long rally that we've had, Solon has won.
18-12, and the Spartans have dominated from the opening set. Taking the first two, and they've got a 6-point lead here and looking so strong. This is a team that, as we had talked about, their third straight state championship game. They had lost the previous two in Class 4A, now into Class 3A. Really hungry for a title. Let's go to the Mount Vernon bench.
You've got to communicate the whole way through, and you got to keep fighting, okay? There shouldn't be any letting up here. There shouldn't be any letting go. You had 0 blockers on you, okay? Get up and swing at the ball. Go down swinging. Don't play it safe. Don't play not to make an error here. You got to play to win. Come on. Ah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, say. Ooh.
Well, I certainly like what she had to say. You know, you have to fight till the end, because you do. Volleyball is such a game of momentum. You never know what's going to happen, and you really have to make that momentum swing back your way by fighting for every single point.
And the fact that she said, go down swinging, leave it all out there. Got to do that, even though you're down by 7 here in the third set, to a team that has just come out and they've played their game. The Spartans really have. It's paid off. They've moved their hitters at the net. They've been attacking for most of the afternoon here. 19-13 side out, and here come the Mustangs. Need a rally here, does Mount Vernon. Jackie Murray will serve. Mount Vernon yet to get an ace here on the day. And that one going to be long.
Well, it was just long, too, and that's good for Mount Vernon. That gives them 2 points in a row, which hasn't happened for a while. They gave her line. She took the line and was just out by a few inches.
Murray serve again. Goes back deep, and the freshman Keith with the hammer.
Now, just because I'm a little bit of a, I don't know, antagonist, I would have that time moved my block out to block the line, knowing that she's probably going to swing at the line again, just to kind of make her think about it a little bit. But, you know, it's some of those kinds of things that may not have been necessarily approved by the coaches. You know, my old coach, Sandy Stewart, who's doing the color on the 4A and 2A games, can probably tell you a little bit about some of that.
Yeah, her and Eric Braley got a good one coming up in the Class 2A final, which is a rematch. Third straight year that Dyke New Hartford top ranked. They'll take on third-ranked Western Christian. That'll be coming up at the conclusion of this one. And then in the Class 1A championship game tonight, starting at 7, it'll be Holy Trinity Catholic as they take on Central Lyon. And Jordan Runge right there on the spot.
And that's just the way it's rolling for Solon today. Even their off-shot bumps that are, you know, it's like a shank is landing in bounds.
Back here to the near side, Cochran going to get the point, as it was a lift called against Solon.
Well, and we've really had a fun-filled volleyball day here so far. In 5A, Ankeny Centennial beat Bettendorf in 3 sets. In 4A, Harlan beat West Delaware in 4 sets. And now we're in the 3rd set of the 3A match. And watching a lot of exceptional young athletes as they work to have a championship at the sport they've worked so hard at.
Well, let's go back to that 5A state championship. What a season Bettendorf had, though. Unbeaten, 38-0 coming into the title game. Centennial, a team that, you know, 43-3 on the year entering that one, and, you know, just played their best volleyball of the year right at the right time.
That's exactly right, and that's what it takes. You really, the beginning of the season, you're really working to make sure your team's in position at the end of the season to do what we're seeing here today. Playing, you know, all balls out as well as you can, going for everything and winning a state championship.
Nearad, Crafty in the middle. Now the hit there by Platty.
Good.
And it's a net violation called.
Now we're seeing a little fire from Mount Vernon. You gotta like that if you're a Mount Vernon fan. Here's another look at that net foul. Oh, yep. You can see, well, the good thing about that block was she was penetrated over the net. It's just that she was too close to the net. But you saw some fire out of Mount Vernon. You like that as they try and make their comeback.
Let's take a listen to the Spartans.
and then you're coming in for the 2-ball. If you don't have a hard shot, find something that's open, okay? Hey, we need a pass. Remember, this is the time where you don't play scared, you don't play timid, you stay aggressive, you stay assertive, okay? Calm platform. We're gonna get a pass to Taylor and put 22 down right now. Let's go.
21-19, Solon with the advantage here on Mount Vernon, and Peter Gustin saying this is the time that you don't play scared, knowing that they're this close to winning a state title.
Well, and he's exactly right. They've played aggressive and attacked this entire match. You don't change now.
Reagan Kelly will be serving again. Again, no aces on the day for Mount Vernon, which has been a big part of their game here at the state tournament. Runge, well, she eyed and bide that one. As she found some open territory.
She's found a lot of open territory tonight, or this afternoon. I guess we don't even know what time of day it is. We're just inside.
Daylight savings time messes with everybody.
Yeah.
And a service error called against the Spartans. 16 kills on the day for Jordan Runge. Jordan Smith with 11. And Libby Ryan will be serving for Mount Vernon. Runge.
She just really can do no wrong today. I mean, she's been on fire, hitting, blocking. In the back row, here's take another look at it. She's just right, she's right on. She had that angle perfectly. She'll be a huge asset to Winona State.
Yeah, she committed to Winona State, but still has not signed anything yet. So maybe could be a change, play up a level after the state tournament. Maybe not. Jordan Smith says, hey, just give me the ball. I want to finish this thing up. We are at championship point right now. 24-20, the Spartans with the lead on the Mustangs. And serving will be Jordan Runge. The Spartans going for the title. Here to the near side, the hit, and it's kept alive. Nearad comes back, the tip, and an opening and a title for Solon. The Spartans get it done. Jessica Hike with the championship point, and Solon gets the title over their rival, the Mount Vernon Mustangs, here in a sweep. 3 games to none, 25-13, 25-21, and 25-20. Let's take a look at this championship point again, Barb.
Well, and it's just what Solon's been doing all afternoon. They've changed things up, tipped it just over the block instead of hammering it, kept Mount Vernon's defense off balance.
So the Spartans, who've been here 3 times before, or 2 times before, get it done on their, well, the 3rd time is the charm for Coach Peter Gustin and his squad.
So right now, a freaking fracture in a foot. You guys were pushed to the limits on everything.
So now, let's go to the public address announcer, Scott Whirling, for the naming of the all-tournament team.
Presenting the 3A awards, members of the Girls Athletic Union Board of Directors, Greg Thomas, Roger Francis, and Craig Ebling. The 2014 3A All-Tournament Team. From Solon, Katie Nearad. From Mount Vernon, Libby Ryan. From Red Oak, Kate Walker. From Nevada, Katie Kassabaum. From Solon, Jordan Runge. from Mount Vernon, Morgan Melchert. And your 3A captain, from Solon, Jordan Smith.
The Class 3A state championship in the books. The Solon Spartans win it 3-0. Let's take a look at the all-tournament team. Kate Neer out of Solon, Libby Ryan of Mount Vernon, Kate Walker of Red Oak, Katie Kasselbaum of Nevada, Jordan Runge of Solon, Morgan Melchert of Mount Vernon, and your captain, Jordan Smith of Solon. Quite a collection of players. And Solon wins that elusive championship. We had mentioned in 4A they had been there a couple of times before, but they get it done here this afternoon in Class 3A. Now let's go back to Scott Whirling for the trophy presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 3A state volleyball runner-up. From Mount Vernon, the Mustangs, head coach Maggie Willems. And now your 2014 Class 3A champions, Coach Peter Gustin and the Solon Spartans.
Some very happy Solon Spartans, rightfully so. From the get-go of this one, they had an excellent game plan, and they just flat out executed it.
Well, it certainly is a surprise that this was only 3 sets. I really thought that it would go potentially 5. These teams are so matched so well together, and they know each other so well. I really thought it would be a little bit closer than that.
Well, Peter Gustin had told us that he had made a little switch in the rotation a few weeks ago, and it really seemed to energize this team. I mean, they've steamrolled through the Class 3A field to win this state title here this afternoon.
They really have. Mount Vernon has had a great season, and they deserve to be here. It hurts losing this match. I know from experience it's a bitter, bitter thing. At some point, I think I'll get over it, but I'm not really sure. So congratulations also to the Mustangs for a great season.
Eric Braley and Sandy Stewart will have the Class 2A state championship coming up next. That's Dyke New Hartford and Western Christian. For Barb Randall, BJ Shaven saying so long for now, as you've been watching the Class 3A state volleyball championship here on Iowa Public Television.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Whether you live in rural Iowa or in the big city, the Iowa Network Services family of companies and your local provider are working together to keep you connected by offering technology and business solutions like internet, data networking, and other business services. The INS family of companies keeping communities connected today and tomorrow.
Fairway, along with Mondelez Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay, is a proud sponsor of the 2014 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist. providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.